not working, right?
Yesterday morning we had Austrian companies already invested in Indonesia this is also Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jörg Huber. I'm working for Indonesia since more than 20 years. I'm responsible for is on and microphone.
So näiteks sorry for technical delay. Dimite mi for more listeners.
Thank you. Again, good morning to everyone. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to present our experience in Indonesia from the point of view of Indonesia. I would like to shortly introduce myself. My name is Jörg Huber. I am working for the Service and Rehab department since more than 20 years and mainly working in Asia and since also many years together with our Indonesian colleagues. First of all, I would like to give you a brief overview of our company, Andes Hydro. We belong to the Andes Group. The Andes Group is an Austrian company with headquarters in Graz in Austria. We have roughly 24,000 employees. And just two key figures, we have the order intake of last year of 5.6 billion euro and the sales around the same value of 5.7 billion euro. The Andes Group has four main divisions. I would like to start with Hydro and Pipe and Paper. As said, for Hydro, we are providing electromechanical equipment. These are mainly generators and turbines for hydropower plants. but also within our company we are providing pumps and also turbo generators. The Pulp and Paper division provides products for the production of all types of pulp and also for paper and t-shirt production. The other two business areas are metals and separation. Metals provides presses for metal forming, but also systems for drug production and processing of stainless steel, carbon steel, and non-ferrous metal strips. The separation, they are providing equipment for solid liquid separation, mainly for municipalities. Our company, Andritz Hydro, has 5 main business areas. Large hydro are providing and executing the new hydropower plants. Compact hydro, the standardized small hydropower plants. Service rehab, it's the division where I'm working for. Then we have pumps and turbo generators. I would like to give you, as I'm from Andritz Hydro and related to energy, a brief overview about the energy sector in Indonesia. And here is an overview about the electrification rate in Indonesia. In the year 2006 was the electrification rate at about 63% of the entire coverage of the country, and the target by 2016 is to increase the rate to 86%, which is a challenge. The energy sector itself has a few boundaries. Environment. The main driver is the increase of the demand, and the demand is projected to be over 8% per year. That raises a lot of challenges, and besides, Indonesia has set additional targets. The one target is to increase renewable energy from around 11% 2011 to 19% 2020. But also the dependency on oil, which is currently about 21% to less than 1%. The other diagrams showing an overview about the ownership structure in Indonesia. So it's dominated by PLN, and 20% is by independent IPPs. The energy mix, the majority is still coal and will be also in the future. Fuel oil, the target to reduce. Geothermal and hydro to be expanded. Natural and gas also projected to increase. So within 2020, the renewable energies is forecasted to be between 11 and 8% share of hydro and geothermal. And it's not just a vision, there are also projects behind. And hydropower plants are long-term projects with a period of 3 to 5 years. And the developments are based on the projects, which shown here output increase as forecasted. The main developments is of course in Java, Bali, but also West Indonesia, quite a significant amount of projects. What can we do from Andritz within the environment of Indonesia? Andritz Hydro has a company in Indonesia since about 20 years. This is a local joint venture. Our company, local company, is certified according to ISO 9000, 14 and 18000. And what we've done in the recent years is mainly to develop the cooperation with local companies and local manufacturers. To give you an overview of what we have done in the past, we have around 2,200 megawatt installed capacity out of hydro from Andritz Hydro, which is roughly 80% of the market share. And we're very proud of our Indonesian manpower, and that's not just a pure force. These are also high educated engineers working for commissioning, but also for conference card systems. The company itself has a lot of abilities and a lot of specialists. So we're providing all services within a regular company, that's from the sales to the execution, and with all various specialists on project management, on installation services, commissioning, and so on. What are the products we manufacture in Indonesia? These are mainly 4 segments. Give you just a brief overview. These are turbine components, hydromechanical steel components and structures, large steel construction components for generators, and also for penstock. And finally, I would like to close my presentation with our reference, what we are very proud, and especially the installation services. So out of Indonesia, we are serving a lot of projects, our worldwide projects. The focus is certainly within Asia, but as you see, there are a lot of projects also in Europe, Africa, and the Americas. And that's finally my last slide, which gives you an idea of the power plants, what we have realized. The blue ones are all PLN projects, which were constructed in the past 20 years. And the green ones is an independent producer requiring the energy for nickel mine. So thank you very much for your attention. And I will be available for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Weber, for this interesting presentation. We continue now with the presentation by Mr. Peter Fieberg from the company Lenzing.
Selamat pagi, ibu-ibu dan bapak-bapak. Saya bekerja 4 tahun dari South Pacific Viscose in Indonesia, and now I will switch over to English. Good morning, everybody. My name is Peter Fieberg. I'm from Lenzing AG, and I was working 4.5 years, in the very beautiful country of Indonesia, in a company called PT South Pacific Viscose, which is a foreign-owned company of Lenzing AG. Lenzing is an Austrian stock-listed company, stock-listed in Vienna, and we are producing viscose fibers, which is maybe more familiar for you as man-made cotton fiber. Every one of you wearing shirts or clothes or all kind of textile, hopefully is having a little bit of our product on her or his body. And we call ourselves as the real wood fiber. We are a very sustainable company and producing overall about 1 million tons of fiber per year. I just show you some slides about our company, our group. Lenzing, as I said already, is listed in Vienna, and Lenzing has a very long history. We are celebrating today 60 years, or this year 60 years of Austrian-Indonesian economic cooperation. We are partnering with Indonesia already for half of the period. Lenzing has started its investment in 1978, and this is more than 30 years, and we have seen already a lot of statistics today where we can say this is all a very, very exciting country with a lot of opportunities still, and for you as a probable possible next investor, a lot of opportunities, and not a very high-risk country. Here again, this is what our product is about. We are coming from wood. It's beech wood, which is basically here seen in wood chips and goes through a chemical process, and these are the end products. It's either a textile, a weaving product, or a non-woven product. End product is going into the hygiene industries, medical application, baby wipes, tissues, etc., etc. Here are our industries and our plants in the world. We have 7 production facilities. The headquarters is in Austria, in Upper Austria, and the largest foreign production plant is in Indonesia. And we are very proud of that. Indonesia is really our hub for the Asian viscose industry. Indonesia, as everyone knows, is famous for textile industry, and we are producing there around 320 tons in a small city called Purwakarta. And small city is also relative. If you compare it to Austria, Purwakarta has around 500,000 people living there, and we are producing there, as I said, 320,000 tons of fiber, which is in value around 560 million US dollar annual turnover. We are producing this and we are selling this into the Indonesian market. It's around 40–50% what goes into the Indonesian textile market, and around 60%, 50–60% into the Asian markets, from China, Pakistan, up to countries very close to Europe, like Turkey, and so on. This is our plant. This is our plant, as I mentioned, Indonesia. It's called PT South Pacific, and it's located on a river because our industry is very water intensive. We need a lot of water for the production, and we need also a lot of power. And we generate a lot of power by ourselves. And here you can see the plant is also located in a very close vicinity to villages. And I can really say I was living there in this, I try to spot this, where is it? I think here this was our guest house, and this is all a small village called Desa Cicadas, and we have been really growing in parallel with this small village, and I can say it was to me always fascinating how good the relation and very growing and prosperous get together, and together we had experienced in our plant together with the village around us. Yeah, the lake, what you have seen on the slide before here is called Jatiluhur, and I think my colleague from Anwitz, he knows it better because they have built a power plant over there. And the Jatiluhur River, there is a river then called, I've forgotten the name, anyway, which is going to Jakarta as the main water source. Here another picture, another photograph, which shows our plant in the backside, and this is the river what I mentioned before. also very nice area for not for swimming, but for walking around. We have invested $670 million in around 30 years in Indonesia. And most of that, as you can see, has been invested in the last 10 years. And this should give you, as probably new investors, should give you enough trust, and really I can tell it from our experience, enough stability that this country is worth to invest. It has a very good already experience with the political democracy since around 14 years after Megawati has been the first president. It is getting very stable, very calm. The last elections, I think, have been very smooth and sound. And it is not a country like Austria, which everyone can imagine, where we have, after the Second World War, seen a huge development, but it is really a very developing and a very prospering country with 5 to 6% GDP, with, as we heard already, more than 240, 250 million people living there. So also the local buying power is really growing every day. And as I said, it's politically stable, and also worth to mention, I lived there and experienced the people are extremely friendly. Just some milestones. As I said already, most investments have been taken in the last 10 years. We have there we have 5 big fiber lines, which are all producing more or less the same product, the viscose fiber. And today SPV employs, SPV is the short abbreviation for South Pacific Viscose, employs around 1,800 people. And we have already calculated, or we have done, of course, also studies where we said around 20,000 families in this area are also benefiting from us as investment. And of course, we are benefiting from them as a workforce. The 1,800 people are 99.9% Indonesian people. There is a management team from Austria with around 5 to 10 people, and the level 2 management has around 20 to 25 people coming from India. This was our last investment, which we are proud to start up in 2012. It was line 5 and had around $130 million, and BKPM was here very supportive, since we had, of course, a lot imported from other countries, from China, from Europe, from all around the world, to build up this new line. What is also worth to mention, and I think it was already explained, Indonesia is looking for high quality investments. We think we are doing such high quality investments. No, we are confident that this is the right way. We have invested already also in environmental protection, more than $100 million US. For those who are familiar with the industry, we are investing in waste sulfuric acid plants, in wastewater treatment plants, and also in other recovery plants for chemical production. And the latest one was commissioned in 2014. It is shown here. This is the waste sulfuric acid plant, which is basically really a huge improvement for air quality, and also for us, as we claim ourselves to be producing a green fiber. We want to establish in all our plants, not only in Austria but all around the world, the same standards than we have here in Lenzing. What is the basic of our success? I explained already. It's a strong intercultural approach. Here you can see a football team. We are playing every Tuesday football, Austrians against Indonesians. During my time, Austrians most of the time were the winners. I don't know how it is today. But Indonesians, they play badminton much better than we can do. We are also taking our corporate social responsibility very high. We have educational programs. We are having a kindergarten in our plant. We are having a mosque in our plant. So you have to do it 100% with the community, but this pays back, and we have already heard the reward is excellent. So these are just some photographs from our plant, and I thank you very much for your attention. Terima kasih banyak.
I'd like to thank Mr. Fiebeck and of course Mr. Weber for presenting these investment success stories. Are there any questions from your side? From business to business? Please, Mr. Ott.
Mr. Fiebeck, is your factory 100% owned by Lenzing or is there a local partner?
We have a small percentage. I tell you the percentage is around 8% local partner. This has one reason, because he is for us active in the local sales market, so he's acting as an agent, but the rest is Lenzing.
I have a question to both Lenzing and Andritz. Do you have an advice for small and medium enterprises as far as the opportunity in Indonesia is concerned? Both your companies are fairly large corporations, so the situation may be quite different, but most companies in Austria are small and medium sized.
Good question. I know some medium-sized companies are also already very long already doing business in Jakarta. In my opinion, it's necessary to have, in such case, a local partner. You must have a partner who knows the industry, who knows the market, who knows the official representatives, like the gentlemen who are sitting here today. And yes, this together with, as I said, of course, your feasibility studies have to be done here and there, but a local partner where, to whom you can trust, and someone who probably from Austria or from Europe is willing to implement and to live there for a certain period of time. I would also mention as an important fact that can be the success or the success factor number one.
If I may add, just in the morning after the opening sessions, we had meetings, Mr. Sirega, with Austrian small and medium companies who want to invest in Indonesia. So it's not only, of course, these are major investments and Lenzing and others are major, huge companies in Austria, but also this is becoming more and more interesting for small and medium companies. I said in the morning, and we expect, I mean, you know the growth rates in Europe, in the Eurozone. We expect in Asia, South and Southeast Asia, growth rates between 5 and 7% on the mid-term, long-term size. Secondly, what is very important is the development in the ASEAN region. Maybe you know that ASEAN, till the end of 2015, is creating the ASEAN economic community with 600 million consumers. So all 10 ASEAN countries are becoming more and more interesting as investment countries. And of course, every country is different and every country has its advantage and disadvantage. There's no single country who is the best fit for all investments. But of course, Indonesia is the largest market within the ASEAN. With 40% of the ASEAN population is becoming increasingly more and more interesting also for Austrian investors in the small and medium. Other questions? Please.
Is the right one?
Sorry.
Test. Okay. I'm wishing you guys a very happy afternoon. I'm Amalia from, I'm a representative from PD BNI Syariah, Jakarta. I'm very happy to be here with all entrepreneurs from Indonesia in this row, with the founder Ibrani Feby next to me. And since I'm representing the BNI Syariah Bank, I would like to know whether you have already settled any agreement or strategic partnership or any kind of cooperation with the bank in Indonesia or not yet? The agreement and strategic, agreement or partnership. And if yes, then in what form? And if not yet, maybe in the future? Can you please share?
I can say from Lenzing's point of view, SPB has, as you've seen, has invested 670 million. So we have, of course, cooperated in these investments, in finance agreements with a lot of banks in Indonesia. Most of them also were for a part of smaller financing shares, like Bank Denmark, for example, was one of the banks. What I know, the HSBC was our main bank as being a hub for the whole Asian region. We have also partnered with the IFC, with the International Finance Bank from the States, which is very strong, I think, represented in Indonesia. Standard Chartered Bank was one of the ones, not so much with real local banks, but I think now it's getting better and better, and it's, I mean, I'm very open here. In the 90s and a little bit after the crisis, the bank they have not had the best reputation, and we have, as a foreign investor, we had to really be careful with whom we want to partner. But I'm also sure now, in 2014, the time has changed, and I would now say, yes, Indonesian banks are good partners, and some of them are really strong enough to place investments with foreign companies.
More questions? Okay, with that we finalize our investment forum. I would like to thank all the speakers, representatives of the Austrian companies, the representatives of the Embassy of Indonesia, of course the representatives from the Indonesian Investment Coordinating Board. I'd like to invite you for lunch now. It's not only a simple lunch, it's a networking lunch, so please use it, interact with all speakers, with all representatives, make use it. Then, as announced in the morning, 12:30, we're going to continue with the B2B meetings. This is hall number 1, it's just opposite on the left side, so all Indonesian companies will be there. Please just go there, it's by first come, first served basis, just go there and have a meeting there. Of course, me and my people will be going to get me there. With that, I finalize. I hope it was a very interesting, fruitful investment forum for you with a lot of information. And please don't forget the feedback. Thank you much.
Kalau ini base-nya di mana, Pak? Base-nya di
tidak. Idenya seperti itu, tinggal Bapak email aja nanti tanya.
Ini gampang Mas, karena kalau Mas sudah lihat mereknya, kita bisa cari yang pas itu.
Saya kan gitu
pesanan satu, ada lelang, walaupun di sini
boleh bisa baca.
Maksimal berapa daripada gajinya dan
Kalau pegawai, itu pegawai.
Tergantung sih Pak, tergantung jumlah gajinya. Oh, okay. So
business from Indonesia to Europe.
any kind of.
We have an office in Jakarta.
Oh, where is it?
I have to search for the address.
Oh, okay.
I can give you
Yeah, sure. Because sometimes I send.
Batics. Traditional batik from Indonesia, right? So this is that we are going to explore our natural resources. And so maybe like you said, most of your